We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey you guys, it's your girl T and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey you guys, I hope everybody's doing good today. If you follow me on the gram, you guys know I've been really sick here for like the past week and a half. So it's been a lot, but I'm feeling somewhat better. But I had to get up and, make some videos for you guys and spill some tea. And before I do all that, I want to thank you guys so much for getting this channel to over 500,000 subscribers. So when I saw that last week, I was so excited. I was going to get ready to do a show, and then I just fell ill, and I've been under the weather since. And then I had to get better to get everything ready for my son's birthday. And we did that. So I wanted to come on here and shoot some videos for you guys. You guys have been requesting a lot of content, and I want to get as much as I can today. The main thing I want to come on here and talk about today is the whole Harvey Weinstein situation. And he's currently, once again, trending on Twitter. He's been trending off and on all week. If you guys don't know who he is, Harvey Weinstein is one of the biggest Hollywood moguls, producers in the game. He basically is an American film producer, former studio executive. He co-founded Miramax Pictures, and he's also produced several popular independent films, everything from Pulp Fiction to The Clerks to The Crying Game, Sex, Lies, and Videotape, and countless other movies. He's made some of your beloved stars, some of the most biggest names in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would not be where they are today if it was not for Harvey Weinstein. And with that being said, he's also a powerful force behind the Democratic Party. He has supported numerous Democratic presidential elections by donating tons of money. He's really close to the Clintons. He's donated more money to Hillary Clinton's campaign when she was running for president than anybody else. He also supported Barack Obama. People shout him out all the time. He's not the most handsome fella, okay? But he's rich. So basically what's going on with Harvey Weinstein is that the other day, the New York Times basically reported a story on how he was harassing actresses, sexual harassment, assaults, and even rape. You know what I'm saying? So they put the story out there, and then you have big name celebrities now like Angelina Jolie, Ashley Judd, Rose McGowan, a bunch of people now co-signing with the article and saying that Harvey Weinstein is creepy and that he's done a lot of things to intimidate women. He'll invite them to his hotel room and then, ask them to watch him shower and jerk him off. It's a bunch of mess. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys these news clips. Go ahead and check this out. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
He is one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. Now Oscar-winning producer Harvey Weinstein is facing serious allegations of sexual harassment. Among his accusers, actress Ashley Judd. Les Trent has details.
Actress Ashley Judd is leveling major accusations against movie mogul Harvey Weinstein, claiming he appeared in a bathrobe and asked if he could give her a massage or she could watch him shower. The allegations appear in an explosive New York Times expose headlined, "Decades of Sexual Harassment Accusations Against Harvey Weinstein." Judd, now 49 years old, told the Times it happened when she was summoned to a breakfast meeting at Weinstein's hotel room 20 years ago. The Times quoted her as saying, "How do I get out of the room as fast as possible without alienating Harvey Weinstein?" At the time, Judd was filming Kiss the Girls. Weinstein is one of the most powerful producers in Hollywood, responsible for blockbusters like Pulp Fiction, Chicago, and Silver Lining Playbook. He's married to fashion designer Georgina Chapman. Weinstein tells the Times he is taking a leave of absence and issued this statement: "I appreciate the way I've behaved with colleagues in the past has caused a lot of pain, and I sincerely apologize for it."
According to the New York Times, Weinstein has reached settlements with a total of 8 women over nearly 3 decades. A lawyer for Mr. Weinstein says he's preparing to sue the Times, claiming the article was, quote, saturated with false and defamatory statements.
Harvey, how's your life taking?
I'm not answering any questions. I know you have a job to do, guys.
Today, as his lawyers prepare a lawsuit against the Times for alleged inaccuracies, Weinstein smiled and waved to paparazzi as he exited his West Village townhouse in New York, saying he needed to go to work. In these photos obtained by the DailyMail.com, Harvey's wife, designer Georgina Chapman, left 1 hour later managing a smile. This after Harvey announced yesterday he was taking a leave of absence following the New York Times scathing report. The Times article claims that over the decades, at least 8 women have received financial settlements from him, a claim Weinstein denies.
What did he say when you walked out in this beautiful dress, which is made by?
He goes, why didn't you make that for me?
After some tough conversations with Georgina, Harvey says he has her support along with his 5 children. Weinstein chalks up his behavior to growing up in the 60s and 70s and says he is now on a journey to conquer his demons. And in a controversial call, he has hired civil rights attorney Lisa Bloom to be his advisor. She has represented women who brought sexual harassment claims against former Fox News host Bill O'Reilly.
I'm representing him as an advisor on how to navigate through this with some dignity and some decency. You know, we've seen the old model where people go on attack on the women. Harvey's not doing that. He doesn't agree with some of the allegations, but that's not important. What's important to him is to say that he offers his sincerest apologies. He feels terrible about pain that he has caused anyone, and he is going to work on himself to become a better person.
Did you think it might spark backlash, considering you are a champion of women's rights?
Yeah, I knew it would spark backlash, but you know, as an attorney, we don't just represent perfect people. His heart is in the right place, and he needs to get his behavior to comport with that.
All right, so you guys just saw those news clips. So like I said, it's a lot of really disturbing allegations that are being thrown around. And so a lot of folks have been waiting for, you know, Miss Hillary Clinton to speak up on the situation. You know, people were wondering, is she going to disavow him? You know, even Donald Trump Jr.'s son, he has something to say, which he probably shouldn't have said anything with all the issues that his own father has going on. But a lot of people were curious because this man has donated millions of dollars to Hillary Clinton in her different campaigns. And so as of today, Hillary Clinton is finally speaking up. And this story has been going on now for 5 days, and it's definitely picking up a lot of steam. So this is what Hillary Clinton said in a report that came out today. So Hillary Clinton released a statement, and this is what she says. She says, I was shocked and appalled by the revelations that Harvey Weinstein and the behavior described by women coming forward cannot be tolerated. Their courage and support of others is critical in helping to stop this kind of behavior. So that's what she said. She didn't disavow him, but, you know, she's clearly stated her piece. And now, as of today, new audio has been leaked where he's basically harassing a woman and trying to get her to, you know, watch him shower. This audio is just really disturbing. It's really creepy. I want you guys to go ahead and listen to the audio that just came out about 10 minutes ago. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
I'm telling you right now.
What do we have to do here?
Nothing. I'm going to take a shower. You sit there and have a drink. Water.
I don't drink. Can I stay on the bar?
No, you must come here now.
No.
Please.
No, I don't want to.
I'm not doing anything with you. Now you're embarrassing me.
I'm sorry. I
no,
cannot.
Come in
No,
here.
yesterday was a kind of aggressive for me. I need to know a person to be touched.
I won't do a thing.
I don't.
Do a thing, please. I swear I won't. Just sit with me. Don't embarrass me in the hotel. I'm here all the time.
I
Sit
know,
with me.
but
I
I
promise.
don't want to.
Please sit there. Please. 1 minute.
No,
I ask
I can't.
you. Go to the bathroom.
Please, I don't want to do something I don't want
Go to the bathroom. Come here. Listen to me.
I want to go downstairs.
I'm not going to do anything. You'll never see me again after this. Okay? That's it. If you embarrass me in this hotel,
I'm not embarrassing you. It's just that I don't feel comfortable.
I mean, don't have a fight with me in the
It's not
hallway.
nice.
Please, I'm not going to do anything. I swear, my children. Please come in. On everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
Please come in now. And 1 minute. And if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my
Why
jacket, you can go.
yesterday you touched my breast?
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that.
But
Come on.
are you used
Please.
to that?
Yes, come in. Because
No, but I'm not used to
I
that.
won't do it again. Come on. Sit here. Sit here for a minute, please.
No, I don't want
If
to.
you do this now, you will embarrass me. But no. Fine. Never call me again. Okay? I'm sorry. I promise you I won't do anything.
I know, but yesterday was too
The
much
guy is
for
coming.
me.
I will never do another thing to you. 5 minutes. Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes.
I know, but it's kind of like, it's too much for me. I can't.
Please, you're making a big scene here.
No,
Please.
but I want to leave.
Okay. Goodbye. Thank you.
All right, so you guys just heard that really, really disturbing audio. You know, so this whole situation is insane, and a lot of folks want to know how I feel about the situation. One, let me say this. Hollywood, aka Hollyweird, is a really dark place, okay? While you know, you have the glamour, the lights, you have the red carpet events, and, you know, we see these people on television. There's a lot of sinister things that go on behind the scenes. And when you speak on stuff like that, the first thing people want to say is you're hating, you're jealous, you're just mad you're not as big as such and such, or you're not a, you know, superstar. And, you know, yeah, for some people, there might be some jealousy there. But for other people, it's a thing called integrity. Everyone is not interested in the so-called glitz and glamour because a lot of folks know what comes with that, okay? Now, I know a lot of people are saying that Ashley Judd is a hero, Alyssa Milano's a hero, Angelina Jolie's a hero, Gwyneth Paltrow and all these women that are coming out now after the fact are heroes. I don't look at them as heroes, you know what I'm saying? Because heroes are people who have integrity. And for this to go on and for them to not speak on it, it's about self-preservation. You know, and I said that before when the whole thing went down on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how Portia quickly threw Phaedra under the bus, even though that was her best friend. It's about self-preservation. Now that all of this stuff is coming out, you know, this is nothing new. People have been knowing about, you know, Harvey Weinstein and his creepiness for years. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play you guys a clip back in 2013 where McFarlane, he was up on stage. They were doing the Best Supporting Actress nominee. And he tells a joke and saying that basically you guys no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein anymore. And the audience, you know, they laugh, but it's like a weird chuckle. It's like an inside joke. So people knew what was going on. Check this out.
The 2012 nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role are Sally Field in Lincoln, Anne Hathaway in Les Miserables, Jackie Weaver in Silver Linings Playbook, Helen Hunt in The Sessions, and Amy Adams in The Master. Congratulations, you 5 ladies no longer have to pretend to be attracted to Harvey Weinstein.
All right, so you guys just saw that video. So, you know, like I said, that is conclusive proof that this is one of Hollywood's biggest, you know, secrets, okay? People knew this man is rubbing shoulders with politicians, presidents, you know what I'm saying, the Queen of England. He's untouchable. So I understand why a lot of these people would not want to come out against him because he has ways of keeping people quiet, possibly even, you know, putting hits on people. Who knows? But what I'm saying is that I'm not going to call any of these women heroes because, you know, we're so quick to elevate people, you know, when they talk about stuff. When you have regular, everyday people who go through this at their damn job, okay? You have everyday women who deal with this bullshit in corporate America and they end up quitting their jobs and going to other companies, you know what I'm saying? They end up taking a stance. These women could have also took a stance sooner. Yes, they may have been scared, but then there's that other part of them where it's, you know what? I'm here. I'm one of the biggest stars. There's a lot of perks that come with being famous in Hollywood and being an A-list star, okay? So a lot of people do not want to go from being an A-list to a Z-list or being, you know, not heard about. Most of these women who are coming out, nobody's really checking for them like that in 2017. When was the last time people really talked about Rose McGowan? She hasn't been trending in years. You know what I'm saying? Ashley Judd, the last time we saw her was on stage when she was going in on Donald Trump and screaming about how she's an angry woman and all this other stuff and blasting Donald Trump for all his, you know, deviant sexual exploits. But meanwhile, she knew about this whole Harvey Weinstein situation and sat there for years and said nothing.
We are here to be nasty. I'm nasty. Like my blood stains on my bed sheets, we don't actually choose if and when to have our periods. Believe me, if we could, some of us would.
And this is why I don't get behind the whole feminist bullshit, because a lot of it is just self-serving. You know what I'm saying? Don't be feministic. I don't know if that's a real word when it comes to certain things, but then when it comes to other people, you're silent. This man should have been locked up. He should have been put away. He's a sexual deviant. And I find it funny that his excuse is, well, you know, in the 60s and 70s, it was a different time back then, which it was. You know, I will say that folks was popping Quaaludes and all that bullshit. But what I find funny is that when Bill Cosby kind of said the same thing, like, you know, well, back then it was a different time. Women were treated like objects back in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. You know, people dismissed what he said and he was just a rapist and, you know, they snatched his shows from him, literally tarnished this man's entire reputation that he spent years building But now with Harvey Weinstein, you see people making excuses. Well, you know, that's the mentality he grew up in. Now he's getting counseling and all this other bullshit. So it's funny that when it's Bill Cosby, off with his head, cancel the Cosby Show, he's a rapist, you know, all this stuff, he's going back and forth to court. But when it's Harvey Weinstein, I'm seeing excuses. And a lot of it is hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood is just one big ball of hypocrisy. You know, and that's the sad part. I'm just disgusted by this. And it's sad that the casting couch, you know, a lot of y'all think that, you know, it's a joke. And
I found when I was a 16-year-old, fresh from boarding school, going out into, you know, on the casting couch, I was definitely objectified to an extreme. And when I
was it the way you made you feel, you were made to feel,
yeah,
or the way you were treated?
The way I was made to feel, the way I was exploited, and the kinds of roles and the kinds of things I was expected to do in auditions. I mean, there was one horrific incident where I went back for a second audition. It was a screen test. There were two other people in the room, the director, who I'd seen previously, and the casting director, who was a woman. And the director asked me to sit with my legs apart. The camera was right between, you know, positioned where it could see up my skirt, to put my leg over the arm of the chair, and before I started my dialogue, think about the character that I was supposed to be having the dialogue with, and how it felt to be made love to by this person. And I was thinking, this is so strange. Why would I need to do that? But this is the director. He is talking. You know, there's the casting director.
It must be normal.
It must be normal. I'm 18 years old. You know, and I'm thinking this is obviously something that I was in a protected. You know, there were boundaries. And 3 years later, I was at the Cannes Film Festival, and we bumped into this, my husband and I bumped into this rather drunk producer, a British producer, who said, who mentioned the director that I had had this audition with, and he looked very sheepish and walked away. And my husband grabbed him later and said, why did you start to say something and then didn't? And it turned out that the director who went on to make the film and who I was auditioning for used to show that video late at night to interested parties at his house.
There's a new documentary that is all about the dark side of Hollywood and how some power players allegedly use their positions to prey on young aspiring actors. The film is called An Open Secret, and as Nichelle Turner found out, there are some Hollywood power brokers who hope this film never sees the light of day. In tonight's Big Picture, Hollywood's darkest secret.
They would go to the auditions and so forth to try to pick the ones that they wanted.
At one point he said, you know what, why don't you just take off your clothes? Take off your clothes and let me see what you look like.
You've seen their faces. One alleged victim had roles in What's Eating Gilbert Grape and The Apostle. Another is an aspiring musician who was violated when he was just 11 years old. But Evan may not be the only one. The manager also allegedly abused the late Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. Feldman told us it didn't end there.
When I look back at a picture of when I was 15 years old and I was surrounded by 5 men, and every one of those men in that photograph is a pedophile, that's a pretty big problem. I was molested, and I said yes. I allowed it to happen, but I was a child.
I was told that this is everyday business, and he made me feel like I have to do that in order to get any job. He was just saying this was common in the industry.
Anybody that you see that's being put out there in the forefront, they're being put out there for a reason. They're being backed by entities that you do not see, okay? And I don't want to drag Cardi B into this, but when you think about it, what is it about her that's making her, this is her 3rd week #1 in the Billboard. This is one of the most inarticulate females. She acts ratchet and hood as hell, but somehow she has powers that be behind her, backing her and placing her where she is on the charts. Everybody that you see in Hollywood, in the music industry, even the Cash Me Outside girl, when you see them being put in the forefront, there are people behind them. There's a whole scene behind them, putting them there for a particular reason or purpose, okay? It's like with these actresses out here. Some of these actresses are not the best actresses. Some of them don't have a wide range of emotion. Some of them are okay and some are pretty good, but some of them are just, you know, regular, you know, they're okay. but they have this big push behind them. They have, you know, the powers that be behind them, putting them out there into superstardom. And a lot of people get blinded by that. It's not so much talent, it's what's behind them. And the reason why this man was able to get away with this for so long is because not only did he have the money, but he had the power, he had the influence. And I think the reason why Harvey is being thrown under the bus, because he's definitely being thrown under the bus. They're not throwing him under the bus because they care about what happened to Alyssa Milano and Ashley Judd years ago. They don't give a flying fuck because they're still doing the shit now in 2017. The reason I feel like Harvey Weinstein is being thrown under the bus, it's a money grab. They already voted him out of the company. It's a power play. You know what I'm saying? It all has to do with money. Hollywood is losing a lot of money, which you guys don't realize, that the industry is not the same. You have literally the mainstream media obsessed with new media. They hate YouTube. They hate the fact that somebody like me, somebody like, you know, If I Show, Steven Crowder, Mark Dice, you know, just people like us can create a platform. I didn't go to school for this shit. I don't have no damn journalistic degree. You know what I'm saying? But I speak from my heart. And for whatever reason, my voice and my persona and my attitude and me just being T resonates with people. You know what I'm saying? More people find things in common with me, the Mark Dices of the world, the Alex Jones of the world, the Vice shows of the world. People find things in common with us that they don't find when they watch the regular mainstream media. So what I'm trying to say is that a lot of these media entities are dying. They are losing money. People are not watching television like that. People are coming to YouTube for their news. They're coming to new media for their content. Now, I don't have to suck Harvey Weinstein's dick to make a movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to get on the casting couch to make my own TV show. Now I can get together with a group of friends. We can come up with our own concept, put our money together, get our equipment, and start filming and starting our own web series, our own, you know, shows. And as long as it gains traction and people really enjoy it and like it, then at that point, they'll come and tap you on the shoulder. That's what they did with Issa Rae. She wasn't on anybody's casting couch at the time. I don't know what's happened since, but I'm just saying, when she started Awkward Black Girl, she started that from her own, you know, idea, her own backing, and it became popular. And then Hollywood, HBO tapped her on the shoulder and then got her Insecure. So that's what's going on right now, is that Harvey Weinstein, he still has the mentality that the money's flowing in like that, and it's not. You know, even with these movies, you have people bootlegging movies. As soon as they come out, you can watch them online. They're getting streamed. So Hollywood is losing a lot of money. They're not coming out with any original ideas. Everything's a remake. Everything's a play on nostalgia. So I think what this is, I think him getting outed, I think all of this coming out is a power play. They want him out of that company because he's spending money, he's living lavishly, he's donating all this money from the company for all these political campaigns, and, you know, he's basically spending a lot of money, and the money is not coming in the way it was in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. So I think this was definitely a power play because this man has enough protection to where none of this had to come out. This hasn't come out for years. You know what I'm saying? He's planning on going after the New York Times and a bunch of other people. But it might be too late now because now audio is being leaked out. Now he can't say that it's just, you know, a misunderstanding or people are just, you know, jealous or hating on him. Now there's audio being leaked out today that this dude is a pervert and he definitely has issues. So this entire situation is crazy, you know what I'm saying? But the only way that he could have got away with this level of abuse, and for as long as it's played out, is because he's had powerful people protecting him at every level in Hollywood, okay? And that's the thing that bothers me, is that so many women are willing to endure this shit just to say they're famous, just to say that they're #1, just to say that they're in a blockbuster movie, just to get an Oscar. And until people start having integrity and saying, you know what, my integrity, my soul, and my peace of mind are worth more than an Oscar statue or a #1 on the Billboard or a #1 on SoundCloud or just whatever, you're going to have cases like this. You're going to always have people who are in positions of power who are going to take advantage of people who want that fame and that stardom so bad. And that's the reality of the situation, is that even now, with this story being out here and being all over the news, you would still have women who are willing to suck Harvey Weinstein's, you know what I'm saying, peen for a shot at Hollywood. Don't get it twisted. You know, a lot of people talk all that, you know, pro-right bullshit online and try to act like they're so, you know, against the cause. But you have a lot of people who would still jump on that casting couch if it meant them getting some money, if it meant them getting some fame, if it meant them getting some prestige, because we've been sold a dream that in order for you to succeed, in order for you to look good to the rest of the world, you have to be famous. You have to be a huge entity. People have to know your name. Your name has to ring bells. And if you're just Joe Schmo in the Midwest and nobody knows who you are, then you're nothing in life. And that's the problem. We have to change our mentality. We need to realize that at the end of the day, this whole Hollywood shit, music, you know, movies, television, it's entertainment. And let's leave it at entertainment. We've turned it into an entire lifestyle where kids don't even want to go to school now for regular shit. Everybody wants to be social media famous, Instagram famous, on television, on the radio.
All of these kids want a shot at fame.
I want to be in a movie, then they're going to think I'm famous.
Today, all 700 of them are about to get their big chance.
I think I want to be a model.
Tell me what you want to be.
Actor.
Why?
Because my mom says.
I wanted to be like CoverGirl, and even as far as Victoria's Secret.
More than ever before, you know, every 5-year-old kid on the street wants to be famous.
So we're literally raising a generation of kids who want to be famous just to be famous. So when all these doctors start dying out, and dentists and, you know, social workers and firefighters, where are they going to come from when we've been pushing this whole, you need to come to Hollywood, you need to be famous, you need to be viral, you need to be, you know, a sensation to make it. You know, so it's really scary where we're going in the future with this. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm going to always keep it real. And the truth of the matter is you will still have grown men and women willing to get on the casting couch for a shot of fame, okay? And that's the truth of the matter. Will anything happen to Harvey Weinstein now? I don't see him going to jail. I don't see him doing no time. He might be disgraced and embarrassed, but it's okay, because he's still worth millions of dollars. So, you know, him being disgraced and embarrassed is not the same as somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck or can't even get a job because they've been disgraced and embarrassed. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this whole situation plays out. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button, and make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.